everybody. I hope you're having a great summer. This is Dolores Jensen, and I wanted to tell you about my acrylic painting through art history class. It's this fall. It's for anyone in 8th through 12th grade, so it's a high school credit. It's a 2-hour class starting at 12:30 on Wednesdays. We will study different artists and then paint in their style. So you can choose to recreate one of their paintings, or you could paint something you want, but in their style. We'll spend 2 to 3 weeks per artist, depending on everybody's work in progress. And we'll also do a big project at the end of each semester involving a larger canvas. Some of the examples of what I'm talking about when I say painting through art history is, for example, the paintings you see behind me. Now, this is a series of 4 paintings. I started it 2 years ago, when I taught this same class. This goat down here was the first painting. I had challenged each of the students to choose their favorite artist that we had studied at the end of the school year. We had 4 to 6 weeks to complete this big project. It was a 16 by 20 canvas. I'm going to go back to the paintings and just talk about it now. So I chose Max Beckman. He was Expressionism, even post-Expressionism. He painted from the 1920s up until his death in 1950. There's an entire room for him at the St. Louis Art Museum because he spent about a year and a half teaching here at Washington University 2 years before his death. So we have a lot of his work. So his work is very bright. Typically Expressionism and post-Expressionism, the artists don't use the natural color that the object is found in. There might be a lot of black outlines. I like that about it, but I didn't use a lot of that in these paintings. So it started with the goat, Joseph, the goat of many colors. Then I did the pig. We called him Joey, the pig of much pigmentation. Then we have Josephine, the hen of many hues over here. Let me get over here to Josephine. Where am I at? This is backwards. There she is. So there's Josephine. And here is Joey. And then we have just plain old Joe, the cow. Oh, what did we say he was? Oh, the bovine of much beauty? I'll have to look it up what I named that one. But anyway, you get the picture. So those were great fun to do. I had to really challenge myself to use the colors pure from the tube and allow them to mix on the canvas. And it was a lot of fun for me, and it stretched me as an artist. So even though you think, oh, she's a teacher, she knows everything, I often do these projects along with you in this class, and of course come around and help you. So that's the basis of it. Now I'm going to show you a few more very small sample paintings. They're done on the canvas paper that you can use for this class. It'll save you money. And when you're practicing, you're always free to bring in stretched canvases, but the supply list mentions canvas paper. So I'm going to show you what that is. So that is these small ones here. These are 9 by 12. It is a paper. So you can do them. You don't have a million. You can even put them in a portfolio. So this one is done more in Impressionism. And there is a painting by Monet that has a sailboat. And that's what I was taking this off of in a class that I taught. This next one is one of Degas' ballerinas. He was also an Impressionism artist. So we will study him. And then we have a post-Impressionism, a little more brush stroke, kind of more what you would see Van Gogh do, possibly. And the colors are maybe not quite exactly what you would see, but still pretty true to the object. And then this gets into Expressionism, this camera, where I was discussing the Beckman pieces, that the colors are not the actual colors of the object. The brush strokes show. The colors are laid on in the way they come out of the tube, and then they are allowed to mix and create occidentals on the canvas. So it's all different styles of painting. I find that the more you paint in different style, you stretch yourself, and then you find your own style. So even if you're beginning acrylics or you've never painted them before, don't worry about it. Acrylics are very forgiving. You can paint, don't like what you want. It dries in about 10 minutes, faster with a hairdryer, and I always have a hairdryer. And then you start again. You layer the colors, and layering the colors gives you new looks too. So we're going to learn all this stuff. It's a year-long class. It's a lot of fun. And nothing we're painting is realistic. So you don't have to get in there and know how to paint a portrait or paint something to look photographic. That's not what this class is about. So if you're nervous about it, or if you just need to take an art class to get some art under your belt, even just to earn the art credit, that's okay. It's okay if you don't think you'll ever do art again in your life. This might be a class that you enjoy. And plus we learn a little bit about the artists, about their lives. A lot of the artists painted together. They did a lot of things together. They emulated each other. Sometimes they painted the same subjects. So it's really interesting to start studying their lives. Max Beckman especially. If things allow, I would like us to go to the art museum and see some of his work and some of the work of the other artists we'll be studying. The Beckman room is amazing. It's set up in chronological order, and if you've studied his life, you can see in his paintings the effects of how things were in his life, because he went through a lot of sadness in his life. He's a very interesting artist. So I just hope that just knowing this and understanding what I mean by acrylic painting through art history, it sounds kind of daunting and a little bit boring. It won't be that at all. So I hope you'll join me. If you have any questions about this class, my contact information is on the Berea website, and you can contact me and ask me any questions about this class, and I'd be happy to answer them. And I hope to see you in class this fall. We are really going to have a lot of fun. It's one of my favorites.